What's up everybody, Venom here with a quick guide on Dave the Diver. Let's get right into it. Now, previously I had made a guide on money making in Dave the Diver, but I felt like I didn't cover things that were kind of important. Now, to preface this video, I will say that if you do not want any spoilers for Dave the Diver, I suggest that you do not watch this video for the sheer fact that I'm going to be giving information on certain things that are available late game in order to make more money. So if you're not at least on chapter 5 or 6 in Dave, then I suggest you go ahead and skip watching this video until you've made it further along if you don't want any spoiler content. With that said, let's get right into it. So of course, the first thing to do is going to be enhancing your recipes. Now, you enhance recipes by collecting the fish used or the ingredients used in that recipe, such as marlin, or if olive oil is used, you need to collect a good amount of them in order to enhance the recipe to make it cost more. Not only is it going to cost more when you enhance it, but it's also going to give a best taste rating, and that best taste rating is going to get higher and higher as you enhance the recipes. So of course this is a great way to bolster your income because enhancing them is just going to make the customers pay more for them. Not only that, when you enhance those recipes, you want to make sure that you focus on the ones that already start with a decent base level price, like bluefin tuna rice bowls, Arctic cod sushi, sea grape jellyfish sushi, and whole roasted shark head. Another way to really get your gold up is going to be to train your staff. Now, once you unlock the ability to train staff or to hire staff in the game, it's going to make it a lot easier for you in general because you'll be able to get more orders out and have less angry customers. Of course, the less angry customers walk out of your restaurant, the happier you're going to be when you have a bunch of gold in your pocket. Another reason you want to train staff is because, well, when they do a better job and they do a fast job, you get more tips. Plus, there are some staff members that already have an in-game tip builder, so basically they make more tips for you when you use that specific staff member. So if you're training them, they're going to make more tips, especially with that attribute. I do have a video about staff and what they do and all the different attributes. You can take a look at that video. I'll link it in the description, and I'll also put it right here at the top of the video, so you can click on that if you do want to kind of learn more about how staff work in the game. I'm not going to go too much into that here, but that video is in the description as well as on the screen. The next way to make a decent amount of gold in Dave the Diver is just simply to catch the more elusive fish and use them in sushi. So that's going to include things like moray eels, marlin, Arctic cod, vampire squid, starry puffer, and bluefin tuna. Now, that's because using them in sushi, they already have a decent base price. So when you enhance the recipes, like I discussed earlier, it's going to get even more money for that specific sushi dish by using those ingredients. Now, you don't have to use those ingredients. Of course, you can use anything that you can catch throughout the day, especially in the earlier levels, because vampire squid are not found in the earlier levels. Those are things that you're going to find as you get into the glacial area and things like that. So the bluefin tuna is kind of the best one because I know that you can get them right from the beginning once you unlock the ability to catch tuna. It usually is around like chapter 2 that you unlock those quests. So as long as you can get a good amount of tuna or marlin, especially because marlin also are a way to bolster gold by using the parties, but we'll get into that actually on the next tip for making money, which is going to be stocking up on fish and ingredients that are used for the parties. Every couple of days, it seems like, I'm not sure the exact amount of time between parties, but it feels like they happen pretty often. There's going to be different parties. Now, the party fish are going to include bluefin tuna, cucumbers, jellyfish, marlin, several sharks, curry, shrimp, and lobster. These parties are pretty interesting because when you make a dish that contains the party item, let's say cucumbers, for example, you're going to get even more money from the customers coming in because they want something for the cucumber party. So since you have a dish that has cucumbers in it, they're going to pay more for it because that's what they're there for. And the other stuff on the menu is going to make whatever price it tells you, but you want to make sure that when these parties happen, you have a decent stockpile of the ingredient in question. So if it is a cucumber party, you want to make sure you have a good amount of cucumbers to make as many dishes as possible, and then use auto supply to ensure that you don't waste any dishes to keep up with the demand. And as you progress and you get more customers, you really want to make sure to pay attention to how many of that ingredient that you have so that you don't run out before the night's over and have a bunch of angry customers because you don't have cucumbers on your menu. My next and final tip is going to be to keep your fish farm stocked. And there's a few reasons for this. Number one is going to be you want to breed them and save as many of those party fish that you can. And that's again because the less you have to do and go diving for these crazy fish that might be really deep down, or the most high ticketed ones are very deep down usually, you want to keep as many of those on hand as you can. And if you can keep your fish farm stocked up for breeding other fish that are elusive and hard to catch, you don't have to waste as much time catching those fish, and you can kind of just enjoy doing the quest line or even following along with the new DLC. So that's another way to kind of bolster the gold that you make. And of course, you can also sell the actual rare fish themselves for profit right out of your fish farm. Now, I don't recommend doing that early on, especially. Like maybe if you've made it to the end of the game and you really have nothing left to do, I suggest doing that to kind of raise profits to buy cosmetics or, you know, things like that for the Bancho Sushi restaurant. But I definitely suggest keeping the more rare fish. You can breed marlin to save up for the marlin parties. You can also breed bluefin tuna to have a mass stock of them, so then you can enhance the recipes with bluefin tuna. It's kind of just a great way to keep things stocked up so that you don't have to dive for as long to find a massive amount of these fish and be rushing to get a massive amount of these fish before the parties. Now, out of all of these, I'm going to say that the number one is to stock up on fish and ingredients used for parties. That's going to be the best way to make a massive amount of gold in this game, because they just make a massive amount of gold in this game. And if you don't have the latest Dredge DLC, then this is going to be the way to make money. The DLC makes it slightly easier. I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'm actually going to be making a video that is going to detail the entire Dredge DLC and how you can make more gold in that DLC. But for this, just stocking up and doing as many parties as you can and making sure that they're a success every time is going to be the best way to make gold in Dave the Diver. And that's gonna do it for this guide. As always, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you like my content in general, then please subscribe to my channel, because it means the absolute world to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!